Well, the defence will continue to grill police constable Sizwe Zungu when the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial continues this morning. Zungu gave damning evidence against the 5 accused when he testified last month. He placed the accused at a hostel in Vosloorus on the fateful night Meyiwa was killed. Manqoba Mchunu, of course, in court this morning again, joining me for more. Thank you so much, Manqoba. Just give us, maybe a little bit of an update about what we can expect and from what we've heard so far in this case.
Well, good morning to you, Baron. We're expecting, of course, cross-examination to continue this morning with the lawyer representing accused number 4, Mthokoziseni Mapisa, expected to continue with his cross-examination of Constable Sizwe Zungu. And, of course, yesterday we heard some of the questions are being posed to Sizwe Zungu about what he says he saw on the 26th of October, the day that Senzo Meyiwa was killed. Recall his evidence in court was that he was in the vicinity of a hostel in Vosloorus with all the accused who were present at that particular time. At that particular hostel, there was a gathering that had been taking place, and this is just hours before Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed. He also described a moment when some of the accused had then disappeared from that particular gathering. They'd come back, carrying firearms, suggesting perhaps that they'd been involved in Senzo Meyiwa's killing. But yesterday we heard 2 of the accused denying that there was ever a gathering that took place in Vosloorus, also denying that they know Sizwe Zungu at all. That's accused number 3, as well as accused number 4, with the lawyers for accused number 3 even saying that it was hogwash what Sizwe Zungu was saying to the court, and it was a fabrication, that in fact there was even a gathering that had taken place at that particular hostel, but also denying that it was Sizwe Zungu that was in one of the photos. This is after he had claimed that one of the men that can be seen in that photo was in fact him, but they insist that it was a friend of theirs, Mr. Kanyile, who was in one of those photos. But let's get more analysis about this particular cross-examination and where all of this is heading. And I'm joined now by Elton Hart, who's a legal expert. Elton, thank you very much for your time and a very good morning to you. Perhaps let's start by looking at this cross-examination. We heard most of the accused, from accused number 1 to 4, denying that there was ever a gathering and that they knew Sizwe Zungu. What do you make so far of this cross-examination and the value and the strength of it so far?
No, indeed, Manqoba, if one looks at the value of the cross-examination, I would still feel that the defense can do a little bit more to actually probe Constable Zungu also on the issues, because I know from the photos, because it was not clearly numbered and everything, so I don't know even if there's date stamps and times on these photos that was used by the state. And then also the 742 odd photos that was actually later on given to the defense teams, if there's date stamps, so that one can actually technically zoom in to say that, but sir, it's incorrect what you are saying, that this photos was taken on 26 October 2014, because the date stamp on this photo shows another date. So the metadata, they should actually be asking also, where's the metadata to that photos, from whose phone it was taken, who took the photos. And also that what will help them is, like they saying that they dispute that Zungu was in one of those photos, as Zungu claims. Then they must just call the witness, who they say, that Kanyile guy, to come and testify on their behalf, to say, I was the person that's standing there. That is me. I was wearing a brand hood with this T-shirt. They had a specific name for the T-shirt that they say they knew his taste and all those type of things. And also, the thing is, like, there was questions posed by accused number 4's legal representative to these witnesses. And then the judge says, but a witness may be excused from incriminating himself. Now, that section, I think there was selective reading by the judge on that section, because that section says only if it will open him up for a criminal offense. But if it's any other thing that's relevant to the matter at hand, that witness must answer. So him seeing people giving over a gun, does it open him to a criminal charge? If I see that a crime was committed, there's no onus on me to actually do something. But if the police come and actually ask me about it, then I can give a statement. So there was nothing in him seeing that the gun was handed over those type of things that would open him up to being criminally charged. But he can, if the police who's investigating the case ask him, tender evidence on that regard. So for me, obviously, these guys, they need to just think when these technical questions is posed to them, they are allowed to ask for a shorter judgment, to just take an instruction and also just go to their, what they call the toy book, to actually read and make sure that the case law aligns with what they are trying to achieve in their cross-examination. But also still, I think Advocate Mshololo is also going to come, and being a former prosecutor, I think she would also zoom into really actually looking at the photos and the date stamps and actually try and work there. But for me, the critical part about getting these photos sort of not really disregarded, it's out in the open there, to actually refute the evidence of this person, is to actually go with the dates and times on that photos to say when was it. Then it easily proves that what you are saying and what the photos are saying are not speaking to each other. So yes, these photos were taken. You're not even one of the people that's in the photos. You claim to be one of these people in these photos, and then that's the way they should work with it. But I think we still need to see for water to run into the ocean here.
Okay, and just finally, Alton, in terms of the importance of this evidence for the state, we know, of course, that this evidence places all of the accused at forced arrest just hours before Senzo Meyiwa was killed. How strong is this, and what does it mean for the state's case?
No, that is circumstantial evidence. They still need to show that they were in forced arrest. But that's why I'm saying the date stamps on the photos. If that photos was taken in 2012, yes, they were in forced arrest in 2012, not 2014. So for me, it's not clear. And I think the defense should actually zoom into the date stamps of these photos to say yes, because they're saying already, I think it's accused number 2 and 3. Or is it accused number 2 and 4 that was in KwaZulu-Natal? They were not even in Gauteng at that stage. So the only time is that if they use the metadata on the photos, they would be able, they will be clearly able to show that this photo was taken. It was not taken at the hostel that Kwabeni was staying, but it was taken at a different hostel, because I knew, or I heard yesterday, that Mnisi put this question to say that this was taken at a separate event. So they just need to get the date stamps in that photos and actually canvas the date stamps of the photos with them, because we know these modern gadgets that we use actually attach dates to photos when it was taken. Even sometimes, if you have these fancier phones, they would even pin a location to a photo, and they must say they want the photos in its original state, how it was downloaded, or even if it's on the device that actually took the photo, so that one can check from there to say, is this genuine, is this authentic, and is it the origin, the most or the best evidence available under the circumstances.
Well, certainly a lot of work ahead for the defense. Thank you very much, Alton Hart, for your time this morning. Well, we're expecting proceedings to begin at 10 o'clock this morning with Advocate Zitulele Nxumalo, who is expected to continue with his cross-examination. Then after that, there will be Advocate Zandile Mshololo, who represent accused number 5 in this particular matter.
All right, thank you so much. Manqoba Mchunu, of course, we will be talking to you a bit later again regarding the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. So thank you for that update.